Hello, Minecrafters and Redstoners. This is Natanis Likens, and today we need to chat about a few things. First and foremost, episode 10. It is 70% done as of right now. However, because of the length of it, uh, it's not coming out as one full episode. We are actually going to break it up into chunks, and it is going to be coming out throughout next week. So part one should be out on Monday, part two should be out on Wednesday, then part three, the conclusion, should be out on Friday. That is the plan. And the reason I decided to do this is we were, doing the edits, and the video was nearly an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, let that sink in. And I didn't want to do that to the viewers, have a hour and a half long episode. So I decided we're going to break it up into chunks, and that might possibly be a trend in the future. There are certain things we are not going to do for every episode. For instance, the intro with the spaceship and the rift is usually going to be in part one, and then the conclusion inside the ship again at the end of the episode will be in part three, and we're gonna like skip it all together for part two. I think that is possibly the plan because as I've been making episodes, I have noticed a trend where I'm usually over an hour long on what I'm trying to record and what I'm trying to fit in, and sometimes things get cut out that I would rather have shown. So yeah, that might be something we end up doing for the future. That will give us a few more videos per week, and possibly even be a format that we stick with. Uh, I don't know as of right now. It's just a thought, and yeah, it's something that we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure about it. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is we are in a creative version of my world, and in a past live stream, we did some testing in a creative world in order to get kind of a feel for what we want to do. And I wanted to do something with the roads, but there was a simple problem with that, and I'm trying to figure it out still. So I'm gonna need some input from the viewers. Let me know down in the comments which version you like or anything that I should try. This is what is actually stalling me on working on the city. The road is becoming a little bit of a mental bog. Like, I've got ideas for it, but none of them really fit what I want to go for. So we got some figuring out that we need to do, and we'll get down there in a second. As I said, this is a creative version of my world. However, it does have one problem. So the actual my seed is from 1.17, and in 1.19 the seed completely changed. You can see that that town over there is completely floating, and so the terrain got a little bit janky here. It is not the exact same as what is on my world for our Let's Play videos, but it is close enough that I decided to come over here and like do some testing. This hill here, our base is on the other side. If we fly on over here and hopefully don't give any, well, there's no spoilers, so we're not going to worry about it. But yeah, this is our base area over on this section over here, and this is also where we did some testing with ideas for the wharf dock. And yeah, that is exactly where we are playing, and over here is where we are going to be building our city in this section and over in that section. But I wanted to come down here. You can already see I've got something set up. This is kind of what I wanted to get into today and get some feedback on. Uh, we got some issues, and I missed a block over here. We got some andesite. We'll just throw that down there. So we're going to start over here. This is dead coral, and as far as a color match to anything Victorian I can find as far as roads and everything. The dead coral matches in color the closest I can find to cobblestone roads. But this comes with two issues. First and foremost, as you can tell, there is no half slab. So any player that is walking through here is going to have to jump up on these. That is not something I want. And unfortunately, there isn't another block that really matches well with the dead coral look. I do think this is the best color match as far as the roads and giving that cobblestone look, but without the half slabs, it is a little bit of an issue. The other big problem is simply collecting the stuff. Now, in my Let's Play world, we do have a data pack that allows us to craft the coral fans and coral itself into coral blocks. So that does alleviate that a little bit, but we're talking a lot of roads are going to be made. That's going to take hours upon hours, and even then some. So it's going to take a very, very long time to get all the blocks we need for making the roads. So that is a bit of an issue, and yeah. So with that, let's move on to the other possibilities. First and foremost, we could just use flat out cobblestone. However, just looking at this, um, it is kind of boring. There's not much going on here. We can go in and like do that for like potholes and things, but it's still just flat cobblestone. Uh, we'll talk about this section here in a minute. We'll get to that. But yeah, that is a little bit of an issue. We can mix in other blocks, such as andesite, but you notice a very different texture here. So the textures just don't match up that well for what I have planned. Um, yeah, so that's something we probably aren't going to do. We could go in and do mossy cobblestone, but again, it's still just flat out cobblestone. I don't really see this as 100% doable because it's kind of boring. It is probably the best option, and we'll get to why I'm saying that here in a second. Let's just move on to the next one. So over here, we've got two different mixtures of deep slate. Up here, we've got the cobbled deep slate and just the regular deep slate. Now, with the regular deep slate, we can go in and like change up the direction of these so it does break up the texture a little bit. However, this is a little bit dark and kind of just like the cobblestone is still a little bit limiting. We do have half slabs in the cobbled deep slate, but that's it. We don't have regular deep slate slabs. And over here, I mixed in some polished deep slate, but as you can see, these really stand out. Like, unless I made something really dark, like maybe put in a lot more deep polished deep slate, this kind of stands out and it doesn't really. It's an eyesore. Let's just put it like that. It is an eyesore to me, and I don't think this is going to be a possibility either. And then over here, what we've got is we've got regular stone mixed in with andesite, or more correctly, we got andesite mixed into regular stone. This is another possibility we could go with, but we completely lose the look of a cobblestone road. So, yeah, this is a contender, it is a possibility, but again, like I just said, we do completely lose the look of cobblestone. Now, as far as mixing in the cobblestone blocks with the uh, dead coral, there is a big problem, and that is the color and the tone of the blocks. Like, these are just too drastically different for that to be a viable combination. Unfortunately, again, there's not a whole lot that mixes in well with those. Uh, So I'm kind of at a standstill as far as how I want the roads to actually look. I've been thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Let's make a little video and probably get some feedback from the Minecraft community and see where we can go from there. As far as this section over here, uh, one of the things I've been debating on, and this is kind of what I came up with, is for these sidewalks, I wanted to be kind of different from the roads, so you can tell that this is supposed to be a sidewalk, this is where people are walking. And the whole reason is completely andesite is as far as the roads and the sidewalks are concerned, these are not meant to draw attention. It's actually the buildings that's going to be around that is the main focus and the things that I want you guys to be able to look at. Uh, with that being said, I'm not too concerned with exactly how the roads look. I mean, it has been something that's been on my mind. I've been debating it and trying to figure it out and everything. But the idea is, I don't want your eyes drawn to the roads and the sidewalks. These are kind of boring aspects, and I want you to be able to look at all the buildings that are going to be around. That is where your eye should be drawn. Uh, Now, at the same time, I don't want to have just flat textures everywhere. It is something that is kind of a pet peeve of mine. I think roads like this is absolutely fine. However, I know the Minecraft community is like, oh, you should have textured it. You should have added more blocks in. Um, there are times where I think flat colors look better than mixed textures. Like sometimes it just doesn't work, especially when you got blocks that are drastically different, such as the dead coral and cobblestone. Like these are just too different in color to really be mixed together. Like even if I put this over here, it stands out like a sore thumb. Like there's no way of getting around that. So yeah, that's one of the things that I have been dealing with and trying to figure out and just going over and over and over in my head trying to figure out exactly how to make these roads and still keep that Victorian slash steampunk style going forward. And this is very important because there are going to be a lot of roads. That's going to be one of the big things that you see is the roads. So yeah, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Give me some feedback on what you think could work, other combinations I could try. We really need to keep that cobblestone look because everything I look at as far as Victorian or steampunk, the roads tend to be cobblestone. There are some other types that I've seen, but we don't have those kind of blocks in Minecraft, unfortunately. So we've got a very limited palette that we can go with. And right now, I am going the wrong way and hitting the wrong buttons. Yeah, this way. Right now, I am definitely leaning more towards just using cobble and the andesite because, again, this is not where I want your eyes drawn to. Uh, it does leave the problem of not being varied too much and looking kind of bland. But considering the limitations that I'm faced with as far as how to go about this, it is where I am starting to lean. I'm not too sure about using stone bricks along the edges. Again, this is all just for show, just to try and get something out there and get my brain going and thinking about this some more. But yeah, that is where we stand right now. The if we had some more half slabs and things that fit in with the dead coral, I'd probably go that route because the color this matches 90% of what I've looked at as far as images. But the limitation of half slabs and the absolute insanity of trying to collect all that. Uh, yeah, we've only gotten about three three shulker boxes, if I can find the word, of the tube coral so far. and that third box isn't even full, along with the fire, which is right there above my head. We've got a little bit of that. We've got a little bit of the bubble coral as well. I believe that's the bubble. But yeah, that's going to take a long time to gather. And even with the crafting recipe and my own personal redstone contraption that allows me to generate more coral, it is going to take a long time. I've been working at that area for a while and getting as many coral as I can to try and make all the blocks. And like I said, we don't even have 3 full shulkers, and that'll probably go really quick because we are going to make a massive city. Bear in mind that this is all, the terrain here is all jacked up. This area is actually a lot bigger than this on our normal Let's Play. Uh, but yeah, this is something that I've been dealing with and thinking about and trying to figure it out. And again, I decided I'm going to turn to the community and get their input. Maybe give me some things to look at, some stuff to think about. Maybe there's a content creator out there that you would suggest watching for, building information like this. I do have a lot that I personally watch, and we've talked quite a bit about those people. I'm gonna refrain from mentioning them specifically, but yeah, not very many of them build in this style, so it's kind of difficult when I'm looking around for others. There is one person that okay, I didn't know the camera would go through the iron bars. Good to know. Uh, there is one person that I do watch that is part of a particular SMP that I have mentioned, and I've watched some of his stuff, and yeah, he didn't really build a road. So yeah, that's where we're at on that, and I've been rambling again. I've got to try and stop that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you leave a like, and really leave me some comments. We still don't have any comments towards what I should name my tools on the world or my bow. And give me some feedback on this and we'll figure out where to go with this. But for now, that's it. That's all I got. Have your guys. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode. And don't forget, it is a 3-part mini-series that may be the format that we go for from now on, just so we aren't making 40-minute to an hour-long video. Yeah, we still got to figure that out, and I do think this mini-series idea is potentially what we could do. It does mean some odd cuts as far as where we leave off and then where we pick up. So yeah, leave me some comments on the upcoming video or videos, whichever way you want to put that, because it is one continuous video, just broken up into 3 sections. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.